knows what will be next. What I like about the Spanish team and the way they play is that, okay, I'm not going to push it too much, but over the last 10 years, what you see game after game is pretty much the same. And it just seems that, they do this way of playing football with ease, such as ease that, anyone that comes in will perform. And I love that because the methodology in this team, in this federation is sensational. And it's hard for me to say that tonight, but it's beautiful to see because they're dominating and they're controlling every phase of the game. And I think it's only fair to say that they're top of the game over the last 15 years now.
Gail, lovely to talk to you. Really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Thank you very much to Gail Clichy joining us there after France were beaten by Spain, who progressed to the World Cup final. And then there were three. It will be Spain, but will it be England or Argentina? They play in Atlanta at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and of course there's commentary here on 5 Live Sports. Let's head from Texas to Georgia right now. John Murray is pitchside at the Atlanta Stadium, where it's all quiet now, John, but it certainly won't be by the time the build-up to that game gets underway.
Yes, I'm down at pitchside, just behind one of the penalty areas. In fact, I'm about 20 yards away from where Harry Kane hit that shot that completed the comeback against DR Congo, a couple of weeks ago now? But it's all very quiet now. We've just had, actually the sky's darkened, so that see-through closed roof is way up above my head. And about 20 minutes ago, honestly, it was almost like night fell, and there was the most torrential downpour that was thundering on the roof of the stadium. But it's moved away now. Obviously, this match will be played indoors, air-conditioned, and very soon Thomas Tuchel will be coming here to speak to us. And also, we're going to talk to John Stones, Mark Gay, and Ezri Konza. So there's going to be a lot of talking to be done, and with a bit of luck, it'll all be on the Football Daily a bit later on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear what they have to say ahead of this one, because it's at the high pressure end of this tournament now. But they've been relatively relaxed so far, John.
Yeah, and they've found a way through, haven't they? And they've had some thrills and spills. Argentina have had some thrills and spills. But now I think when you've got this Argentina squad, the holders, winners of the last 2 Copa Americas, they have got such a winning mentality. But I don't know about you, with this tournament, this will be the 7th match that they play. It does feel as though it is a little bit of a survival of the fittest for both Argentina, who've got an older squad, and England as well. And, we'll hear very soon from Thomas Tuchel what the state of play is with Declan Rice. I think there are quite a few questions over who might get the nod for this match tomorrow.
Yeah, a few questions, and hopefully get a little bit closer to getting those answers, although he won't want to play all his cards just at this stage, Thomas Tuchel. And then we do know that whoever gets through, whether it's Spain or whether it's England or Argentina, they'll be playing Spain in the final. Guillaume, haven't seen that Spain performance against France, who probably have had the best moments in this World Cup so far. Any concerns about Spain facing either England or Argentina?
It's going to be the same script. We're going to have the ball, and if it's Argentina, they are suspect defensively. You can break them at counters as well and open them up that way. The thing is, we've got so many layers that we can do that as well. I can't remember who said it first, but I completely agree in that the winner of the World Cup, I think, played today. I think, and that's got to do, even if it's England, that's got to do with the huge amount of control, belief in the idea, how everybody thinks like one, and now, having raised the game, we're actually finished games with scoring and created chances. We created more than France today.
After the Euros in Berlin 2 years ago, do you think Spain would prefer to play Argentina rather than England? I know obviously you won in Berlin.
For historical reasons, the players of Spain would like to play Argentina and Messi. I would love to have England next. Whatever happens, I'm going to be a winner, I think. For me, it's a win-win game. But I think England-Spain game would would determine what this last decade has been about. England, Spain, France being the three best, with Argentina, best teams in the world.
If England do get to the final, if it is England and they beat Argentina, it would be the fourth consecutive major final, men's and women's, that has had an England-Spain final. So 2023 Women's World Cup, 2024 Men's Euros, obviously, as we've talked about, 2025 Women's Euros, and potentially this one again. Are England capable of dealing with Spain, do you think, Deno?
On the evidence of what we've seen tonight, I think anybody would struggle against Spain. I've got to be honest, when Gael Clichy said what he said, I looked at Guillem in astonishment, because I just thought, well, that's not the game I've just gone and watched. And I know I didn't play professional football, but I've still got an opinion. And the way that Spain suffocate, smother, control games, they restrict sides, but England haven't put in a complete performance yet. And I'm still struck by what Anthony Barry said. They studied the Club World Cup, obviously in America last summer, and they said the team that wins the World Cup will be a team of moments. Now that team isn't a Spain or a France. That team is Argentina or England.
John, is that why you think that there is a confidence within that England squad?
I think that's being led by the manager, obviously, but I think it is also being led by Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, who to me looks absolutely like a man on a mission. And they've truly delivered, with having scored between them 12 of the 13 goals that England have scored. And I think that actually does beg the question, are England going to play another match where no one else weighs in? And I also think that England could have made more of the set pieces. We thought set pieces were going to be big for England. And really, they scored a couple of goals from set pieces, but haven't threatened as much with the set pieces as I thought England would. And I think in terms of Spain, we know it's going to be Spain in the final, and I kind of think that the players would like another crack at Spain, because even though Spain were deserved winners 2 years ago in Berlin, it was close in the end, and I think they'll feel that they are capable of turning over what they will see as a bit of unfinished business.
John Murray, thank you very much. Enjoy Atlanta, and we'll look forward to listening to you tomorrow.
We'll see you here.
See you soon. I'm flying in. Thank you very much to John Murray. I was expecting something a little bit positive from him, not just silence at the end of saying that.
I heard a groan.
Sigh. An impatient sigh. Guillem, final thoughts on Spain reaching this World Cup final?
I was just quickly going to say that England has taken another route since the Euros. They started a project. You are at the beginning of it, and I cannot see the idea very clearly. I don't know if you can just go like, boom, that's it, this is what we're trying to do, while we have continued with the same idea. So we still have a certain advantage if it's going to be England. But today was, I mean, yeah, coaches, grassroots level, youth level, professionals as well. Sometimes we tend to forget, especially in this World Cup in which we focus so much on the individuals, on the Kylian Mbappés and Cristiano Ronaldos and Messis and so on, that football really is a different type of game, and it's one that depends a lot on everybody thinking the same way, almost as if their brains were connected, but also being a family and making an effort when you cannot breathe anymore. You're still running to help your teammate. All those things are, I would say, more important than having that guy that gives you the moments, because if you got that on top, it's brilliant, but if you don't have the other bit, you just don't get to the World Cup final.
Guillem, thank you very much for your company this
Pleasure.
evening. Well, it's this evening in the UK. It's afternoon here in Dallas. I don't know what time it is. I've only been in the country 36 hours. I don't know which way is up. Ian Dennis, Chris Sutton, thank you very much for taking us through that. So Spain in the World Cup final, where they will face either England or Argentina. There's build-up to that match across the day on BBC Sport, iPlayer and 5 Live. Breakfast tomorrow with Rick Edwards and Rachel Burden from 6 o'clock will start the build-up. Steve Crossman's here from 1 o'clock. Former England striker Ellen White amongst his guests. And then at 6 o'clock, live from Atlanta, ahead of commentary at 8 o'clock. The match is also on BBC One. Up next on 5 Live, it's Johnny Ianson. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much. I'm excited for your flight out there. At least,
Thank you.
At least
somebody's happy to see me travelling.
I'm living vicariously through you. Have a great time. Thanks so much, Kelly. Wonderful stuff as ever. Massive day tomorrow. And we'll do a little bit of building up tonight as well, I dare say. Welcome to the programme. We'll let you know what's coming up in a moment's time. But first, let's get the update from Shabnam Yunis-Jewel.
The voice of the UK and the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Thanks, Johnny. Here is the news and sport. Counter-terrorism police say Anne Widdecombe was killed in a targeted attack, and they're still working to understand the motive. A 28-year-old man is being questioned on suspicion of murder and terrorism offences after the 78-year-old Reform UK spokeswoman was found dead at her home on Dartmoor last week.